Hey guys, it's Joe. I'm doing a review today on these two reels. I did a lot of research on them and I wanted a 2000 size reel and a 3000 size reel. Unfortunately, none of these models have a 2000 size reel that I thought was comparable to what I bought here. This has a 2000, the Daiwa BG has a 2000 size reel, but the drag on it is substantially less than the 2500 size. The drag on the Nasci is actually a little bit higher than the Daiwa, but the two reels have differences that you can actually feel. The Nasci does have a 2000 size reel, but you have to get it from Japan, and it's a shallow spool. And what I mean by shallow spool is the spool in here is very thick, which means you hold less line. And I didn't want something like that because I wanted to use it while I was fishing on shore, or inshore fishing, things of that nature, and I needed enough line. I really wanted a 2000, but again, they didn't have it in the requirements that I kind of wanted. And I wanted to show you the size comparison also, because I was really looking for a reel about the 2000 size and a 3000 size. I wanted two different sizes, and I ended up with these two because these were the ones that were highly recommended on YouTube, and I did a lot of research on these, and they said that in the $100 comparison, or the $100 price point, these two were favored by most people. When I got these, I first ordered the Daiwa, and when I was playing with that, I thought, man, this reel is amazing. And look how buttery smooth that is. I'm just lifting it up in the handle. It's just moving effortlessly. Now, the Shimano, on the other hand, does not do that. And I've always been a Shimano fan, and I still am a Shimano fan. I have a good bit of their reels. I used to be a Penn fan. And then after reading all of these reviews, I found out that Penn is not really comparable anymore. The two top reels, or the two top companies that I've come around to like the most, would be the Daiwa and the Shimano. Now, Daiwa is just something that this is brand new to me. I've never owned a Daiwa reel. Everything that I've always had used to be Penn. And here's just a couple reels that I own now. I had a bunch of the battles, and they're great reels, but you get what you pay for. And these are old reels. This is the first generation, so they're not like anything like the reels today. The Stratics, love them. I've used these things, and I've caught so many fish on these amazing reels. The Saragossa is awesome, as everybody knows. It's an awesome reel, super strong, smooth, does the job, strong drag. It can take a lot of beating, and it will manage with no problem. Then I went to a conventional reel, because when I first started fishing, it was just little fish, inshore fish, this and that. And as fishing goes on, you go for bigger and bigger and bigger fish. And these reels would not handle any of the fish that I was targeting, like the big red snappers, the big groupers, things of that nature. So I went and bought a reel like this, which is the Penn Fathom. I needed a 2-speed reel, and the reason why I did a 2-speed reel is because I went on an offshore fishing trip, and the guy next to me had a 2-speed reel, and I had just a spinning reel, monster spinning reel like this. I actually had the Penn, it was the new Penn that they have. I forget what it is. Either way, it's all metal, super heavy, and they compared it to this. Very good reel, but it was too heavy for me. I also had the Saragossa 10,000. Again, that was way too big for what I wanted, so I dropped down to actually the 6,000. Either way, I needed a bigger reel, and the guy next to me was reeling up fish like nothing. It was like a little kid reeling up a rod that didn't even have any problem. A fish that was massive, and he didn't have any problem at all. And he showed me, he's like, watch this. Literally, he clicked the button, and a fish that was 20-30 pounds, snapper, red snapper actually, and he just reeled it up with no problem, because he clicked that switch in and he just started reeling, and it came up like it was nothing. On this other side, I was using the spinning reel, and after it was a 39-hour charter, after two days of fishing with a spinning reel, my body felt it. It was suffering. So I went to this one, and that one, I'm used this reel, and it literally it's night and day. But either way, enough with that. I just wanted to show you that I've had my fair share of reels. I've had the Pin Conquers, I've had Saragossa. I mean, I've had all of these type of reels. I don't like spending that much money on reels, especially if it's inshore reel. So I was looking at the price point between $100 and less, and I could not decide between these two. I really wanted one or the other. Really, I wanted to either get 2 Shimanos or 2 Daiwas. But I'm really glad I didn't do that, because there is a difference. Everybody always compares these two reels. Nobody's ever giving you the size comparison. The 2500 was really tough to get a size comparison to any other type of reel. So if you were to compare the size of these two reels, this is the Nasci 3000 and this is the BG 2500, the Daiwa BG 2500. They're the same size. To me, it looks like it, feels like it. The spool size is definitely the same because they hold the exact same amount of line. So right there may solve a lot of questions or answer a lot of questions from people who are trying to figure out what size reel they want. I love these two reels, no doubt about it, but there is a difference. The Daiwa BG just feels so much smoother. It does. And everybody says, look, it just moves effortlessly. Everybody that I've read reviews or everybody that I've researched on this review has said nothing but good things about it. And also, this reel also, nothing but good things about it. The Nasci does have more drag power, but there's one thing that the Nasci doesn't do that the BG does. So if I lift up the reel, you can see it does not move effortlessly. I mean, it's smooth, buttery smooth, no doubt about it. Buttery smooth. But this BG is, I don't know what's next, what's after buttery, but this thing is super smooth. And again, I've never bought a Daiwa before, so I wanted to test the waters. So I bought both. I've never used any of these reels before, so I can't tell you how they perform out in the open, out in the water. But everybody else has said they're both great reels. So that's basically what I wanted to explain to you guys and show you my thoughts on these two reels as of now. I just spooled them. Both of them have 20-pound braid on there, and I'm going to use them both. Probably the exact same amount, hopefully. I also want to get reels that were sealed. Not fully sealed, but sealed enough to where I wouldn't be too concerned about using them on the beach or getting a little wet. And again, these two reels are the ones that I did my research on and was able to get an idea of what I wanted to stick with the price range of around $100. This is basically how much I paid for each of them. About $100 for this one and $100 for this one. So that's my review or my initial stance on these. The BG is super smooth. Now there's one thing also that I had a problem with the BG. When I first got this thing, the line lay on it was off. So I actually had to add 2 washers on here to make the line lay the way it is. But you can also see that the line lay on this Daiwa is totally different than the line lay on the Shimano. So in the inside it caves in a little bit. And this one is just, it looks like it's laid on there perfectly, like straight up and down. So that's another thing that you may want to think about. But other than that, Daiwas, I would think, as of now, a lot smoother than the Nasci. And you can see it again. That I put the handle down. I can make it move with a little assistance and move, but when you hold the BG up, you can see that it's just no effort at all, and this thing just moves. So hopefully that helps you in purchasing or making a decision between these two reels. Again, I can't say one is better than the other. I can definitely say that this is currently smoother than this reel. But that doesn't mean anything in regards to other than performance. When you hold this reel, it does feel like it's a lot more secure, not as loose as this reel. And I don't know what to say about that. I did, before I bought these reels, buy a Cast King Sharky 3 because I also did a lot of reviews on that, and I was looking for a reel in the $100 price range or below, and everybody was saying, or not everybody, but a lot of the reviews were saying that the Cast King Sharky 3 was the new best thing. And I can honestly say I disagree. When I bought that reel, I started putting line on it, and you can immediately feel the difference between putting the line on these reels and the Sharky 3. I'm not downing it or anything like that. It just has more drag power. Apparently it's more sealed. But when you use that reel compared to these, to me, it's night and day. When I was reeling it in, I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but this part of the Sharky 3 is not very solid. It wobbles, it gives, and when you hold one, you can tell. Not downing it or anything. I've never used it. My brother-in-law has it, which turned me on to the product. But again, as soon as I started putting line on it, I was like, you know what? This is not something that I want to use, especially now that I've been spoiled with all of these types of reels. So that's another thing that you may want to consider. A lot of people are saying Sharky 3 is the next best thing. I don't know. I wouldn't say that it is. To me, it feels like one of those Walmart reels, like $50. Well, it is $50, but I guess you get what you pay for. Other than that, sorry about the rambling, but this is my initial stance on these, and hopefully it helps you make your decision on making your next purchase. This is the 2500, and this is the 3000 Nasci, and they're basically the same size. They hold the same amount of line. And after a few uses, I will come back with another review and let you know which one I think is better. And then after a few more uses after that, I'll let you know which reel is holding up better. Other than that, if you have any questions or anything like that, I'll try to answer them. But thanks a lot for watching, and have a good day.